Hi, everybody. Welcome. Whoops, I forgot our beautiful video. It's
That's
okay.
okay.
It's okay because I also have it as an outro. So we'll just you guys wait. We will play it and it'll be the outro. So JJ made a beautiful video. I'm like in awe of it. So thank you for
I
that.
wonder, Terry, I wonder, like, I see people with videos and they'll talk a little bit and then they'll play it.
Oh, you want to play it now?
Yeah, let's see if it
Let's
works.
do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, I see what my problem was. Here. Yay, I love that. That is so great. I love
Yeah.
that. Love, love, love that. So, hi, everybody. Oh, Denise says it sounds great. Denise was going to get donuts, which I am not just donuts, but the ones that they have the stuff inside them, filled
Nice.
donuts. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, hey, 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 everybody. Thanks for being here and thanks for waiting for us. We had some, JJ had some technical difficulties, and that's what happens when you live in the mountains, I guess.
You know, we use yeah, we're in the foothills in Idaho, and so we can't hook up to like any, any fiber optics or this and that. So it's through like antennas, and usually it works really good. And so it went down, I think, like 20 minutes before we were going to start. And I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a good show.
Well, so yeah, we're back on it. We're back on it. So
Mhm.
this show is going to be we channel this show and we channel a lot of information from inner earth. And today we were both kind of getting that it doesn't matter if it's inner earth or galactic beings that we're channeling. It's all the same right now. So I feel like everybody's traveling, and that's kind of how it's been. It's like er, when I talk to Earth, I get that she has seeded many planets, and because of that, when we look at perhaps that it's just on this planet that we can have this species, it's not so. That it's representative of many species in the multiverse. So anyway, so just my take on that. What about yours?
I I know like the channeling today is going to be, you know, it's going to flow really good cuz I'm like I don't even know if I can speak English.
Oh, good. We like it when you speak Tutah, so
Yeah.
that's cool. Well, I'm just gonna. I did a channeling earlier today, and I had it all written up. So I'm just gonna kind of read a little bit about that. Hi, Annie Bear, Paul, and Denise, and everybody coming in. Um, so channeling, they're talking about the shadows and our sovereignty, and really about welcoming in our shadows. That when they look at us, it's like our light is just as important as our shadows because it makes us who we are, and it makes us who we are on this path. And often as light workers, we look at shadows and think a little bit of guilt over having them sometimes, perhaps, or shame, even worse. But those shadows are a strength, and they're a lesson that we've gone through on this planet, and it's raised our frequency. So each one is kind of a gift. So I'll just read what they wrote. We turn inward into the roots and caverns of our being, where inner earth mirrors our inner landscape. Shadows rise not as enemies, but as familiar kin, stepping from cool shade into soft light. Some approach slowly and cautiously. Some stretch, rest, or lounge in the comfort of their hidden spaces. And some walk boldly into the sun, ready to be seen. Like the land revealing its ancient bones through storms, earthquakes, and evacuations. Not evacuations, but like when they go in and they dig, excavations. We too are being unearthed. Memories surface, emotions quake, old protections crack open. We discover treasures buried in forgotten strata of the soul, parts of us that long to breathe, speak, and be loved into wholeness. We are not here to judge these parts. We are here to witness, to greet, to honor. The old shoulds, the conditioning, the roles, they fall away in divine timing. Sovereignty arrives gently like dawn through a forest canopy. To simply be is the highest initiation in a world trained to perform. And we are trained by society to perform and to be this and to be that. And perhaps even in the spiritual context, we're often trained to only shine this light, not go into that shadow speak. This density, this body, these senses, they are gifts. They allow our soul to rediscover itself. And when we feel truth, we remember, we know different parts of our senses, the knowing, the remembering, the subtle senses, just like our clairs are different parts of our physical senses. So our high selves and angelic allies are re-encoding our DNA in light and earth herself. With her being seen and unseen, it is awakening alongside us. It is no wonder we feel stretched to our edges at times. There is so much energy moving through the human field right now. So much release, so much birth. Embrace the non normal, trust the unfamiliar. You are not breaking, you are becoming. And then I'll talk about shadow, the shadow speak, a little bit on with that. But I feel like Tutah wants to talk.
I'm like writing crazy over here. The opening and the remembering of so my question, like, for a really long time and like searching, has been, are there are there things that the remembering, like the openings of the rememberings, were meant to flow and meant to heal and grow, and why, why was that not open, um and more importantly, how can we open it? And so you were talking and they said, harmonic rays, the harmonic rays. So I just want to play around with that. Um, and it's something different than like DNA.
Yeah.
You said the ancient bones, that resonated with whatever's going on, and the emotions quake. So the ancient bones, and I see like the ancient bones are being used medicinally. Um, right now. I see like them being like either nature's grinding it down, just the knowledge, the remembering. And so I just ask, the best way to receive some of the things that Terry and I do in the um, otherworldly, the languages and the sounds that come through. We do try to keep this like a safe environment. So if you feel called to, close your eyes, get comfy where you are, and not only open up your heart this time, like just open up to the possibilities of these harmonic rays coming in, whether it's through your energy centers or your chakras, um, whether it's just even a line that comes down, just however it is that you see yourself opening up this like flower, these petals to like receive um, receive the harmonic rays, please do. And here we go. Hello, harmonic rays, calling in the harmonic rays for the opening, for the remembering, opening up the harmonic rays, opening up the harmonic rays, opening up to the harmonic rays. Ooh, cool. It's okay to be opening up to the harmonic rays for the best and highest good of you, for the flow. Kota. Panot yama koti ana ishna. Yay, kaye, smoothing out the flow. opening up the flow. The emotions quake. The emotions are Tutanush nayewa. Maybe if this was mudded over, maybe if there was clay that was put patutamash namayewa to maybe slow the flow or for whatever reason, see this opening. Patutama mako anash na titanash na cracking kuta 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 kuta, and just calling in your people. Anotama Kushna and Gaia. Gaia is so beautiful. She knows how to quake. She knows how to open. Ma ishna kuiba. Ntako na yewa. Yewa. Going down to like the belly button and the pelvic floor for opening the womb. Pakuti, 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 pakuti. Feeling the aches, tutanushna kayewa, the arthritis, tutana kuishnayewa, and the lower back, kuna, 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 kuna. Feeling these hands of harmonic rays on your lower back. Ka onai, ka uya, inoshna, namariwa. Anui. Anui kamai kanamaushnai oianaye tanamashnamawi kamawi. And Terry, if you have anything to add, I'll just keep doing the lower back.
Yeah, I do. So opening and remembering, I love this. And the bones I get are kind of a drum beat that we're going to be, a lot of us have been talking about hearing, but as they break the bones to make the dust, this is something, it's part of the heartbeat of the earth. And they're talking bang, bang, bang. The caverns are opening. Long corridors filled with ancient ones. As you were talking about the belly button and the pelvic floor, they've been showing me all week going in through our crown chakra as well. And as they go in through the crown chakra, they go into our bellies, but through the crown chakra. So I love that you're coming up the other direction. And as they come in through here, they go in, and the webs inside, or the threads inside, are energy bodies. As they come in through the crown chakra, they go in through the third eye, the throat chakra, the heart, the high heart, and our gut, until they get all the way through and connect with what JJ's going through and where she's coming up from inner earth. And what they're doing is they're reprogramming our light and our frequency. So it's, you're going to feel a little different. You might feel like you let something go, because as this light comes in, it comes in on our shadows as well. So we might be aware of times that we've been frightened in our life, and just go into curiosity about it. Just as these shadows come up, because these shadows make us who we are. The shadows are part of the bones. That's what they're saying. Okay, the shadows are part of the bones. So as the shadows come in and the light comes in, it makes a new passageway. It makes a new program of the soul. So actually, we are awakening to our program of the soul, but it makes a new program of our energy bodies on this planet. So the density is changing. And what's held us down to 3D was a good thing, because we were living in 3D. We were not living in 4D or 5D. And that was just the earth and where we were at, even though at many times in this lifetime, all of you went into the 5D, the 6D, the 7D through meditations or dream work, or an alternate lifetime that you're at the same time going through. So as they come in and do like almost minor surgery on us, changing things that go up and down your spine, but also through your energy chakras. and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it connects to your light body. Okay. Anything on that, JJ?
They love the connection. They were working on the lower back and like stretching the muscles, stretching the fascia. Just really like, as humans we hold so much, and then there's gravity to deal with, and so they worked on that, and then they went and put hands, the harmonic rays on your footbed, on the feet, below the feet. And I saw that the things they were saying is, if you take humanity out of it, um, and you look at nature, love shows you things in nature. Like, you feel love when you look at a sunset or possibly sorrow. And if you look at earth to um, just kind of wash away what humans on humans can do, humans on humans, and just really melt into earth. And she says, plant yourself, plant yourself, and see what grows. Lay on the ground and just see. Either some people will see it as like this fire where we turn into to sparks, like burning newspaper, and those little pieces fly around. And some of us were transforming that way when I was holding the feet, but it would only go so far. And then I'm like, okay, well, we'll hold, like, put your palms on my palm and forehead on forehead. And then that the burning or the scorching or the releasing of the tamakuashna, the constraints that are put on us, to tamashna wa kiyama, or we put on ourselves, tutiana, 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 tutiana. And just, it's really interesting to see where it stops. And it's like, so we've done the Pama, just asking, like, where else can the harmonic rays come in and almost deassemble, so we can assemble back. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's like a the puzzle pieces of us were put together. It was working, um, and now we need to go in and maybe make a new puzzle. And paying attention where you feel it in your physical body, and just ask, can we open up to the harmonic rays of transformation, transmutation? What could we shift? Just asking the aboves, the belows, all around, like, what as a human species energy that we are in right now, for whatever that is, like, what could shift, if it's okay to ask, what could support us with the harmonic rays, and the remembering, the putting down our swords and picking up some soil, opening and holding space for anybody who gets any messages for that, including your dog, Terry.
Tie tie. I feel that it is no wonder that we feel stretched to the edges of time right now. There is so much energy moving through all of us at this time. So much release, so much birth. Embrace the non-normal. All of us are going into a non-normality, which strikes fear in the hearts of many on the planet right now as the chaos incurs. But part of that chaos is the non-normality to see your light, and to see your brother's light, your sister's light, your day's light. So, so much new birth. Trust the unfamiliar. You are not breaking, you are becoming. Also, shadow is not an absence of light. It is the womb of light. To channel shadow is to reclaim power. To meet the contractions of the psyche with love is to free the self from cages of fear and expectation. They're telling me to also, there's some different things, and you guys will know what's right for you and how to do this. But you can say some affirmations. I trust my life is guiding me to who and what I am meant to be.
Okay, hold
Um,
right there. Hold right there. Okay, say it one more time so we can all say it together.
okay. I trust my life is guiding me to who and
Trust
what I am to be.
to who to be.
I am of light. I am returning to light right now. I trust my life is guiding me to who and what I am meant to be. I am of light. I am returning to light right now. I trust my life is guiding me to who and what I am meant to be. I am of light. I am returning to light right now. Um, Shadow agreements with others dissolve when the soul is ready. This is not going to be a huge effort, I think, on our part. There's no force, no shame, only grace. Be gentle with yourselves as timelines shift and truths surface. Each revelation is like a liberation. And when JJ was talking about the movement of the program and how it's going to look different, and when they come in and help us with it, as well as the light frequencies change inside it, my stomach's growling to agree with me right now. It's roaring. So
I have pains. I have pains in my belly.
yeah, there's going to be a lot of belly issues, you guys, you might find with this as you release. So be really gentle with yourselves. You might want to fast, or you might want to eat meat, if you even, or something really grounding that's really going to stick to you. Um, so so there's going to be this shift coming in, and the way that we look at ourselves and the way we look at others. And we already knew that because we were already doing this work. But now it's even more important about what's inside us and doing our mirror work, like who we truly are. Each revelation is a liberation. This is the work of inner earth and inner spirit to bring forward everything we are and everything we once hid, so that we may remember the treasure of being whole. So, so as we make ourselves whole again, and bringing in the star people and the earth people and our earth people, then that space in your hearts, your high heart, you can call it anything you want, and you can make it. I love the high heart because I love Archangel Michael and Metatron to come in with it, and Lakshmi. So, and Yeshua, they're saying. So just understanding, and also as we go into that, they're talking about Saint Germain. So just understanding that as we bring these archetypes in, it changes the reference of your energy, and it changes the essence of your energy. So, and many of you have been doing this work for many, many years, and it might feel like you're a little exhausted right now, and you're like, really, another shadow they're talking about. But no, you walk with the giants, you walk with the ancient ones. Even though you don't need it, they are here with you, and they are supporting you from the bottom, and they are supporting you from the top. And they're saying that's very linear thinking, Teri, but this is how Teri's brain works.
We have to speak with what we know how to say,
Yeah,
like that's the what's needed to communicate.
yeah, yeah,
I was getting the same thing, like, that's like the constraints you put on yourself as humans. And I'm like, well, here we are as humans. Like, I don't know how else to say it other than in human.
yeah,
Um, I I really love the idea of when they were sharing, like, love because of like the little butterflies that are on like the flowers, and how that makes you feel wonder and excitement and curiosity. And it's like they destruction because of the fires or the storms that come in. And it's like, and the peace the peace and renewal that comes after the fire and after the damaging winds. Um, and they don't want me to say the damaging winds. It's like when those powerful winds come in, um, and do whatever they're doing. We know the feeling after the storm, and we know the feeling when the wind does her thing. Kama ishnama. Um, so they're like, if you know these things that nature shares with you, um, and maybe if humanity for you right now, right here, even in yourself, inside yourself, find the love. And I understand what it is to like maybe not find the love in us because of things we've heard and experienced, and then we take that on. Um, so even if you're just thinking of, that little butterfly like inside your womb with the flower, or the sun that the rays that come through the forest and light up the lichen and the moss, just imagine like that love is inside of you. And she says that you can borrow any of that to just really bring the love back inside of us. And as like how plants and trees have these roots that can communicate with one another, they have their own language. They say that um, she gives us permission to use that, to bring it inside of you, if that's the medicine that helps crack open the love for yourself. um, and like almost as using like um, the shame and the shadow things as fodder, as things to like crack yourself open, like an earthquake. So it'd be like a JJ quake or a Terry quake, and just really imagine yourself not as human but as nature, and see those things through the eyes of a storm or the strong wind. And when you think of things and reframe it like that in your life, um, it kind of takes out the self-worth. um, I know that I have a hard time with, feeling worthy. And I try to overhelp. Like I try to overstep some things because I feel like I'm being helpful, but that's really just like not feeling worthy myself, and just kind of like filling up those what is it, a cistern? Like filling up the
Yeah.
cisterns within us, um with the nature or with the shadow, as if, hey, I have some seeds of remembering. Let's use all those shadow lessons that I have, and maybe the shadow lessons of the different places my soul has been, and just see what can grow. Because when I think of like the human species and the things that we're capable of, in all sorts of developments, it's like we should think like, if it gets too much, think like a caterpillar, think like a butterfly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um, when you were talking about laying on the ground and surrendering, kind of like
Surrendering. Yeah.
just letting go, and for since I was a little child, I've laid on the ground and looked at the sky, and I could feel the bison running. I could
Ah,
feel it, and I could hear it, and still to this day, I remember that, and it's one of my favorite memories from another lifetime. In this lifetime, well, not the bison so much, but but just laying on the ground and let the ground speak to you, that we've been given the gift of nature, and we've been given the huge gift of all these senses that we have: the touch, the smell, the taste, the hearing. And now we've been given the gift of many other senses, thousands of senses that you're going to start feeling. So it might feel a little overwhelming at first, but and then I think that's part of that light coming in, and we get dizzy, and we have a hard time walking. So they're also showing me that we've been walking a tightrope for many, many years. And we've had a very limited scope of
Yeah.
what we could see and what we could hear and what we could smell. And that going in nature is a huge part, or any way that you work with your creativity. You're just going to have more and more joy in this creativity, but your path gets wider, so that as you walk your path, you're more buoyant. They're showing me like you're kind of bouncing through it. You don't even have
Mhm.
to step anymore. You're just kind of bouncing through it. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
like gravity has changed a couple degrees, or however I don't know how you measure gravity, but
yeah, because
it's
we had
lighter.
to, right? We had to keep our steps right in line with society, right in line with our shadows, and what we thought was our judgment, and what we thought was our story, our path. But now those shadows are kind of disappearing, and don't worry about being scared about the shadows. People often get very worried about that, or they might get a little worried about um, doing your guides or your higher self doing surgery on your shadows and your energy work. But everything falls away in divine timing. So what your divine timing is, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. There's a love inside you, new parts, rebirth, shadows. Um, we held to the old storyline and walked the tightrope. And then they talk about Kali, and we're coming out of Kali Yuga in the Vedas, and moving into a new yuga, one of enlightenment, one of the divine feminine, but not just the divine feminine being held by the divine masculine and making the divine they. So it's not so much anymore that you are, holding that divine feminine energy, or that masculine energy. You are the one. You are this one. So it's interesting that at the same time that society is bringing us all of the days, we're also reaching this interconnectedness and spirituality.
And correct me, with Callie, isn't she like part of that is destruction and fire? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, totally. She is a
I
badass.
was gonna say she's a bad bitch. That's what
Yes,
came.
she is.
Yes.
She totally is. So Kali is an archetype of Durga Ma, and Durga Ma is the mother of the universe, and she slays demons with love. So it's all about being in love with who you are right now and what you're going through. I do feel like, and they're saying, Teri, rein it in. Um, what we're going through right now is where you're supposed to be. So you guys will perceive this the correct way for you. But Kali comes in, and many people are afraid of Kali because Kali is all about the shadows.
Mhm.
But Kali works with love, and she has a deepness to her that is shaking up the earth. And it's interesting that you'll often see a lot of white skulls around Kali when
Mm.
Kali comes in, and we're going through this right at the same time as Day of the Dead, and also Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and it's called many, many things all over the world right now. What we're going through, so and in particular, we're going through a big change. So
I keep trying to like I'm like, okay, what do the star people have to say? And it's like what you said before we started, Terry, it's like it's all being woven and together. It's like if there's like a inner earth thing coming through, it's like we are plugged into like everything right now. Um and it's almost like it's within us, it's of us, and it's time to remember, like even if, you know, and like a silly human thing, like what if we just asked, can we please shift into shift into the harmonic rays of ourselves, or shift into, because I feel like we have everything right here, but sometimes like for instance, I did a little shift, and so it's like a language came through, or it's like, it's almost like, can we just ask for the shifts for our best and highest good, our personal shifts, our personal like adjustments, and but doing it in a, instead of a chiropractor way, an osteopath kind of way, where it's like a gentle, um, with grace and ease, because you had said, Terry, that it's easier than we think.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be in a way effortless. Like it's all happening with divine timing. So when we open up to that light, it happens, and it's up, right, upgrades. Thanks, Leah. And it's something that's coming in for all of us at just the right time. So it's not to be forced. It's not to it's just to witnessing awareness of everything that's going on, and being in that love. And I'm glad that you keep bringing up nature, because in nature we really see heaven a lot of times, right? We get our joy of being an
Yeah,
inner child.
yeah, the
And
creation, it's like all over.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's all around us at all times, but so many times we're either looking at our computer, we're a screen, we're looking at the dishes that have to be done, the laundry, or the job that has to be finished, or papers to write, or whatever. So so not that you won't have these jobs for a while, perhaps if you want them, but as time changes, and that's why the shadows don't fall away all at once. That's why some of the shadows we still own with us, because they are our power and they are our source. And we have ties to those around us that share those shadows, many, and we're healing as a collective. Just like many of all of you are light workers, obviously, and you're all intermingling in this. And as we intermingle together, our power grows and our energy grows. But they're also talking about our shadows too. Like our shadows get together, and it's kind of like there's a strength there. There's a Kali power there, a fierceness that we're like not hungry, but kind of hungry, like hungry for that power, hungry for that light, hungry for that. Um, and now they're bringing in my other favorite word of the month, which is being feral, being
Yes, I
sovereign and
love
being
that.
feral. Yeah. So being feral, like a child or a bear cub, and just owning our power with that. But also, if we realize that there are things ahead, like falling down about something, like we did when we were a little kid, and when we might see parts of the earth that we see falling apart as well, and parts of society that are falling apart. So we are here to witness. We are not here to fear it, and we are here to stand in our light.
And they would like to do a little exercise with us now, for whoever, and this will work if you like rewatch this, or it's like energy's always there for you when you need it. But they would love for us to um, kind of gather in our mind's eye, our mind's vision. Just gather, as if we're in a place where the lights have been turned off, but in a safe way. We're not confined. Um, it's just where we're in a place where the lights have turned off, and we come together, even though we can't see one another. We can feel your presence right next to us. from everywhere, from like to the left of the earth, to the right of the earth, to above the earth and below the earth. It's like all of us, and any helpers that want to come to this space. It's like we know we're not alone. And notice that something is lighting up, in front of you, in the middle of us, in the middle of all of us coming together. This light that lights up, and Callie, is kind of, it's not even stoking the fire. It might be whatever you see is right for you, but I see like this glowing crystal, almost as if it's almost building itself up into like a mountain peak or a pyramid type, in a raw fashion, just kind of like emerging from earth, from the floor, and coming up. And here we are with the, our lights turned off, but we can see this. And Patutaosh na yeah wa. And whatever we're connected, like soul connected, higher, like the higher JJ, the higher Terry, the higher self, like whatever it is that we know or are unaware of, that would like to be, helped by this. We can go ahead and open up to what is it that this crystal can do for us, individually and together. I do see Aztec type things coming in, Egyptian type things coming in, the unraveling of stories, because I said, can we all hold the shadow if there's some togetherness in a shadow? And they showed us as if it was like an intestine that was like stretched out, but it was also kinked and twisted. It's like this twisted type of shadow. And if you think of like the root of a tree being like it grew and it was twisted, the information isn't getting through, in a flowing way. The nutrition isn't coming in a flowing way. So untwisting, like how would you untwist? How would this beautiful crystal untwist this? And you get to use your beautiful creativity. Whatever you come up with, we'll just hold space for you. And Teri, if you want to say anything, go ahead.
Okay. I'm hearing intention, intention, intention. So as you eat the food that you can buy, and not all of us can afford to go get organic and homegrown and whatnot, either where we live, or what monetarily we can afford. That as we eat something, and it's the intention and making the affirmation. This fills me with divine goodness, divine light. I know that this is the best thing for me, right? That this is something that's going to fill me with divine light and be the best thing for me, and kind of owning it. And with that, we're going to change the light in our body, our cellular structure as well. They're showing me those bones with that mountain of light and energy that's coming in. And like clavicles, they keep saying clavicles, clavicles, clavicles. I don't know what that means. I know it's a part of our body, but it might be our shoulders, and that the things that we've carried in our shoulders and on our shoulders are being given as a gift, for all the years that you've held up all the light on the planet. This is the gift that you get. And there's a building, and it's almost like a pyramid or a tree, a Christmas tree that's coming in with the divinity and the crystalline energy that comes in with it. And as we do so, our not only our cellular structure, but our cellular structure in our bones is very important. Our skeletal. And again, they're bringing in the stones with Kali and with the seasonal thing that's going on right now around the world, Hallows Eve and Halloween and All Saints and the Mordo, whatever it's called. I'm having a hard time with English words. So the ancient ones come in with that. So the Aztecs, the Egyptians, and this is something that many beings watch because we were seeded by many beings, the human species. And of course, we've lived in many different lifetimes in many different ways. So they're talking about inner Earth being a library of the Akashic records. But as Earth has seeded other planets, there are other Akashic record planets, libraries as well around the multiverse. So we can also thread through to them. And that's a part of that tree or that cellular structure that grows again. So it's all growing in many different dimensions. As a star person, as a light person, as an earth person, as an insect person, as a enzyme or an atom person. It's all interconnected with your light.
Speaking of inner light, one of our lovely community members, Kaylee, speaking of Kaylee,
Oh, I love that.
Kaylee did this energy work on me that was very short, very quick, and very potent. And she was saying that we all have these crystals, and it's almost like a light bulb that needs to be upgraded or changed in like the third eye, or the middle of our head, and just asking if there are any like maybe a Lemurian crystal needs to come in, or Tapako Na, just seeing if there's Tutah Nushna Tiama, like the record keeper crystals, like those coming in to support us now, the record keeping Tutah Nushna, the bone, the dust, Tutah, anything that can help us, like being changed or upgraded, Tutah. Just curious, like what kind of crystals do you see coming in, the record keepers? I think that we have programmed some things before with whoever we were in other lives, or more importantly, other dimensions or timelines, and calling those things to us right here and right now, and also sharing what we've collected with our other selves out there. It's like a mutual, like, yeah, like a co-op of us.
Wow. Yeah, they're showing me power banks that the Egyptians left, power under the pyramids. They're showing me power banks that the Aztecs left, that are in the Himalayas, that are in the deep crevasses of the sea, these power banks, some of them. And that just by acknowledging them, eyes come on, eyes open. And so some are entities and some are like an energy, and a consciousness that awakens. And they were showing me the mountain with the clavicles that we had, and then they showed me a bottle around it.
Hmm.
So we had this. We always had this. We've always had this inside us. It's just been bottled up. So we are opening the lid on the bottle, and we are drinking the potion or whatever you want to call it, or the waters, the nectar.
Hmm. And I know I'm on my phone, so it's hard for me to see. But with the community chat going on right now, or commenting after, um, just share the things. I know that was like a lot, um, but sharing the things that you got, help others. And I will mention, one of the things I learned is if you weren't receiving any visions or this or that, or they weren't great as somebody else is posting, it's like, what you're receiving, um, is if there's a nothingness that you're receiving, that's a gift to receive as well. Um, because I just learned that through my experiences with spirit stuff, is that it's a quietness that you're receiving, and there's there is value in that.
Yeah, the zero density is my favorite space, and my guides have shown it to me, and we go there in meditation often. So that zero density, and it's the space of infinite potential. So it's a space inside us in our high heart chakra, I believe, our monad, and it's the primordial space inside inner earth, and it's the space in the multiverse of creator. So it's where we're all interconnected. That zero. So when we feel nothing, it's the hugest gift in the world.
Mhm.
To go into that space of the gap, the in between.
I call it the void.
Yes, or the abyss sometimes too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. The void.
I remember I would go to the void, and I would ask like what would need to be seen. And then I found myself along like the ley lines, or the, like the cobwebs of us, of
Mhm.
me, and I would see it as like golden connections from here to there, and I would be like, zoom me to where I need to see, and I would zoom over there, like it was like this little highway, or better, back roads. They were back roads.
Wow,
No highways.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, the grid. That's what it was called. The grid. I would see the grid.
yeah, so the grid is really important because it's a frequency that we're
Mhm.
going to, and you guys know that, but it almost looks like a spider web to me when I see it in
Mhm.
divine design, just like a spider web. So the grandmothers, as they build the spider web, the divine feminine as they come in, and like I said, it's the divine they now, because the divine masculine holds space for the divine feminine as she gives birth to a new child, a new earth. And this new earth that we're partaking in and we're helping with, like we're honored to be here and we are honored by being here. They honor us, and it's that interconnectedness of the days again that's coming in, that in many parts of the world and the earth there is no like, again, it's kind of linear thinking, almost divine feminine, divine masculine, because it's just we are one. And that might be controversial, I don't know, but I just
Well, I really love when they come up with the idea of weaving or the web. It's like we have our own individual um, color, or when you're touching something, we have our own texture and our own color, possibly our own frequency. But we're a piece of a bigger tapestry, is the way I like to look at it.
yeah, yeah, love that, love that. um so do you have anything else that your guides want to say today?
Just about self-care, with like the million gazillion things that were coming through each and every one of us. I know I got a little bit of like a headache feeling, like dehydration.
Yeah,
And it's almost like, make sure you're getting your 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 minerals. Like, if, like what you were saying, not all of us can buy the most like nutritious, that come from the best like mineral earth type things. Like, before you take that bite, or when you're, better yet, when you're going to bed, just call in like all the nutrients that you need. Or if you're going to drink some water, just say, this is the best and highest good for me right now. And it's like changing. I mean, the water listens. So
yeah,
self-care.
yeah. And if you find yourself eating for no reason, like gotta have chocolate, gotta have that, bless it. Like, don't put shame on it or guilt on it. Bless it. and say, this is a beautiful thing and it'll make me nothing. I will feel nothing but love and light within
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
body. So changing the intention. So yeah. Barbara says, oh, yeah, dark night of the soul count. Yeah, right. She's talking to Play Love Remember. And a lot of people are having depression right now, Play Love Remember. And being it's kind of a gift. We look at it with shame and guilt, like, why would I have depression? I'm a light worker. I'm on my path. I'm studying. I'm doing everything just like I can. It's, trying as hard as I can to meditate, to eat well, to do all these things. And then you get depressed about like something that you've done or something from your past, or just depression. And it's okay. This is actually gross right now. Many of these shadows are gross. And that darkness lets us see the light. So, and you're gonna get through it, but you're gonna learn a lot from it too. So,
I wanted to find something that, because I was searching crystals and the information that they have, and there was something
um,
about the dark nights. Yeah. So I was looking up, it's called ortho clays or ortho, it's ortho and then CLASE. I was looking up what that has to say, and it's a negativity blocker. It says, this also protects and blocks one's auric field from any negative energies. Imagine the roots and vibrations of Mother Earth encasing you and driving away any frequencies that are here to harm. However, do not think that bad times are not beneficial for you. This is a common misconception that orthoclase is here to prove false. These dark times that we experience and are forced to live through offer up some of the most explosive growth induced energy. Channel these vibrations towards the most important things and watch as the beginning stages of eternal happiness slowly develop within.
oh God, I love that. Is
Me
that
too.
I think I know those clays, or I've got some clay here,
Hmm.
and you can put it in your bathtub. You can put it on your face. You can put it
Oh
on
yeah,
the soles of
like
your
the
feet.
bentonite or the
That's it.
diatomaceous. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and they're so inexpensive. You can get a huge bag of it
Yeah.
for next to nothing, and it really does help. But often, if we're feeling a little down, how do we feel? Do you instantly judge yourself like, oh, I'm feeling down. What did I do wrong? Or you'll think back to a time in your life where you did something, you had an opportunity for growth, and something happened. So as we do that, changing our response and saying, wow, I'm starting to feel this. What is this about? This is very interesting. Um, and going into that conversation with yourself, like, this is interesting that I feel this way. And there might be people around you that judge you too, and consequently there's going to be some changes probably in some of your friend groups or whatnot. And some will stay and some will be honored where they're at and loved where they're at, um, because nobody's in the wrong space, they're just in their space. And then, but then, if somebody comes in to judge you, it'll be interesting to kind of look at that and think, hmm, and kind of question them on it, like, well, that's interesting, that you would say that. I'm not so sure I feel good about it. And just in a very gentle and loving way, but clear, being concise, because our throat chakras too. So, sit with that before you do something, but just acknowledge if somebody's making you feel a certain way. You can either make a boundary or you can say something. And I've done this with family members before, and it does change things, and change things for the better. So,
That's a great place to say our thank yous and goodbyes and play the outro,
oh
I
yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for being here. Lots of love to everybody, and we will see you all later. We'll do the outro, and there we go. I'm trying.